Hello, beautiful. I am going to do this intro once for the rest of the signs. I already did it for Aries, Taurus, and Gemini, but I actually have a very tight schedule to get these done before April arrives. So to maximize my time, I am going to do this intro once for you, my love. So don't take it personal if you don't get a personal intro from me this month. And I am fully aware that I did not have to tell you that. But I feel like we've got something personal going on. So I want to be transparent with you. I just figure it just makes more sense for my time to get the intro done once. And it really is for people who are new here. So if that happens to be you, we're going to get into a couple of things today, okay? First, we're going to get into your monthly forecast, and that's what to expect for the month overall, okay? But first, we're going to get a jumper from one of my oracle decks here to get a major theme of the month for you, okay? We want to see what exactly this month is highlighting for you, but I like to do this at the end because I feel like it really puts a period on the reading, it just really brings everything together. Then we're going to get into your love and career readings. Those readings are going to look like what to expect, the unexpected theme of the month, okay? So we got 3 spreads to get into: monthly forecast, love and relationships, career and finances. Then we'll read your oracle message at the end. Now remember, this is a collective reading. Receive what resonates, release what doesn't. I do make these with the intention of reading for your sun sign, but I encourage you to watch your moon and your rising as well so that you get a 360 view of what to expect this month. I definitely encourage you to comment. That really helps keep the engagement and lets YouTube know that you like this content so that it can push it out to more people. So please like, share, give it a thumbs up. I really appreciate that energy exchange. Now, I want to give a special thanks to my light keepers. So if you're watching this in the month of April, that means that is you. Thank you so much for supporting the channel. I'm probably going to insert something here because I saw on this other guy's channel, he did like a whole thing where he basically gave a shout out to all of his contributors. And I was like, oh, I should do that. That was so cute. It was like a really nice way of saying thank you. So if you're watching this and I've done that, thank you. If you're watching this in May and you want to be one of these people who are featured and honored, definitely join by using the link below to become a light keeper, to become a member. And as a reminder, you get 15% off readings with me, 15% off readings for me, lifetime, as long as you are a light keeper. So, I'm out of breath. So if anything I say resonates with you and you'd like to go deeper, just keep that in mind. You have additional perks and discounts with me, okay? And also, if you guys ever see me go live, because that's kind of been my thing lately, just for the sake, again, of time, I like to pre-record the forecast, but I usually will go live when it comes to rest of the month, all signs, and the new and full moon readings. I usually go live with those just because it's so much easier for uploading. You as a light keeper have special emojis that you can use. So definitely take advantage of those. I made them myself in Canva. Not that they were like super wildly like amazing graphics, but I'd love to see those used, those little pink little graphics used if you guys happen to catch me live. And I do schedule them in advance. I usually will look at my calendar and say, okay, what day am I going to go live? And so if you are wondering, when is Whitney going live? I usually probably have it scheduled under the live tab in my channel. Okay, so we're about to get into your reading, but let's go ahead and do a grounding and a reset, okay? Let's go ahead and take a couple deep breaths. Drop those shoulders. Relax your jaw. Release the tongue from the roof of your mouth. Just relax. I don't know what you're doing. I don't know if you're watching this in bed at the end of your day, if you're watching this in a shower. I watch a lot of content in the shower and people are like baffled at me. I'm that person who like will watch my favorite shows while like on the toilet. Like I'm that person. So if that's you right now, I get it. But like also I'm here with you to get grounded. Wherever you are, maybe you're in your car, be safe, okay, while you're listening to me. But just take a moment to just release any tension in your body and be present for whatever messages need to come through right now. And we just thank Spirit in advance for the divine wisdom that is going to come through. Amen. Without further ado, let's get into your reading, boo. Hi, Sagittarius. Here we go. Okay. Let's get your jumper. Sagittariuses in my community. I did see what flipped out. We're going to wait till the end so I can read that to you so we can bring everything together. Sometimes they flip out face down, sometimes they flip out face up, but I usually forget what the card is by the time I'm really deep in your reading, honestly. So just think about what it is you need a message on right now, Sagittarius, where you need guidance, set some intentions. So I think that's important for you to do so that like you can understand. Ace of Cups just flipped out, so that you can figure out what guidance you're listening for. I keep looking over here because I'm beginning to export the forecast. I'm trying to like be efficient. So I kept getting an error message because it's Mercury retrograde and we love it. I'm trying to make sure I don't get an error message again. But anyway, I was starting to say that I think it's good for you to set some intentions so that you can understand whatever you're wanting information or guidance on. When you listen to this reading, you can see how it may or may not apply to where you're seeking guidance. Does that make sense? Just an exercise, something you do or don't have to do, okay? So one of, she's not a client, but she's somebody I know who is a Sagittarius, and she literally just emailed me this morning. I don't know if she's going to eventually see this. She might. So now I've got her in my mind. So I know she watches my content, and she was like, wanting that windfall to come through. Please let me know, Sagittarius, by the way, if you did indeed get some sort of windfall of money or income at the end of the month. I believe I said that. I had to have said that for the new moon solar eclipse. Let me scroll down what I said for Sagittarius. Ending period of running yourself ragged, making sure going forward that you're filling up your cup before pouring out. Also focused on rebalancing an important relationship in your life. Feels like all of a sudden doors that were closed will be opening up for you. Emphasis will still be on teamwork and collaborations. Windfall of money is coming around this eclipse. Now, it's March 31st that I'm recording this, okay? I've got to finish the last half of my forecast. But eclipses are powerful, especially new moon eclipses are powerful for number one, 6 months, but especially a new moon would be powerful up to about like 3 days after it happens. So it happened on the 29th, 33rd. I'd give it to about tomorrow, like the 1st, or I probably said on the eclipse video to the 2nd. So give it to the April 2nd to really see some effects from this eclipse happening. But of course, things could begin to play out later. But in my opinion, any significant changes would happen probably by the 2nd, okay, of April. All right, let's get into this, Sagittarius. I like this month for you, truthfully. I do. It's feeling like Sagittarius, you're not taking any shit. You're leaning into independence. I'm hearing and feeling Tina Turner. I just heard what's love got to do with it. Who needs a heart when a heart can be broken? First of all, probably one of my favorite Broadway shows, Tina. Okay, amazing production. Amazing. Anyway, back to you. Current self, Hangman. You're starting off April feeling stuck, feeling like you're not in control, feeling like you're waiting on others to help you or to make a move. Maybe you're not receiving the money you thought you needed or the support you felt you needed. A lot of times a hangman comes when you need to take a step back, where you need to pause, where you need to regroup. Similar to the Chariot reverse, which is actually what I have right next to it, theme of the month. Theme of the month is Chariot, looking towards the future, advancing, okay? The Chariot does represent the sign of Cancer, in case a Cancer is important to you this month, but it is about forward momentum, willpower, determination. It's definitely future focused. You're not looking back at all. Now, when I see the Chariot, I often link it to actually moving and something involving your car, with your car. Because the Chariot would connect to vehicles, right? So maybe there's a theme around your car, but maybe there might be a theme on actually moving physically. Packing it up, right? Well, we don't have the Eight of Cups here. Maybe we will, right? In terms of packing it up. Let's go back to the Hangman for a minute. Your current self with the Hangman, I think at the start of April, you're feeling stuck. You're feeling unsupported. I just get the sense you're watching and waiting. When you're upside down, imagine actually being hung upside down. Imagine that people tied your ass to some wood and your ass is hanging upside down. Now, when you are, I don't know if anybody's ever played on the monkey bars when they were kids. You do happen to look at things differently because you have a different vantage point. The sky somehow looks and feels different. You're more aware of the bugs, right, that are on the ground because your eyes are closer to the ground, right? Your vantage point is different. You're looking and observing things that you haven't before, and that's the whole point of the Hangman. Now, while you're here, though, you're also looking and waiting to see. Imagine we're off the monkey bars, right? We're back on the wood, and somebody done tied your ass there. You're looking and waiting to see who the fuck is going to help you get unstuck, right? Is somebody going to help untie my foot? I'm losing circulation. What's going on? While also looking for opportunities to help yourself. You're looking for a tool, looking for something to cut your ass down. You're watching and waiting. That is the energy of the Hangman. Your vantage point has changed and you're being forced to think and act differently. Whether or not you're doing anything yet, no, because you're waiting for that opportunity. You're waiting to see how you can get free and then move forward again, right? I often see it as, when it comes up in love readings, I often see it as like being left on red. You're just kind of like, wait, like somebody literally like ghosted you. You just left you hanging. And I see it, I don't have an and, actually, full stop, done with that statement. Okay, so theme of the month, though, with that being said, you're not going to stay there forever because we are moving forward. We are advancing. Key goal to pursue is Nine of Pentacles. So money is coming in, Sag. Money's coming in. Nine of Pentacles is abundance, luxury. Even if it's not, I don't necessarily think that money is just like hitting you in the face. Because the Nine of Pentacles, she works for it. She works hard for the money. Like, it's, like, it's that energy. She's adorned with all the drippings because she fucking hustled. Like, and now she gets to relax. And now she gets to enjoy the fruits of her labor. Now she gets to order that sushi she's been wanting, Now, your goal this month is to pursue the bag, Sagittarius. I keep looking to make sure everything is going smoothly. Obstacle to overcome is Ten of Swords. So we're going to dig into this a little bit. Ten of Swords is endings, betrayal, feeling stabbed in the back, your back is against the wall. It's also disappointment and defeat, right? So there's something maybe that didn't work out for you or isn't going to work out for you this month. So let's see what that might be for you, Sagittarius. We got Ace of Swords and Ten of Wands. There's so much on your plate right now. And with the Ten of Wands here. And then the Ace of Swords is communication and information. This might be that you now are being informed that you have a heavier workload than you expected. Or maybe that you're having to pick up more work. I don't know if you're being let go from a job and now needing to find more work or do a laborious job. What's going on here? Obstacle to overcome. Page of Wands, you're searching for something. And I say searching because the Page of Wands is about freedom and exploration. I think there's a situation that you realize is no longer working out for you, so now you're looking for an out. Or you're looking for a solution, rather. Let's get one more. Okay, we've got Three of Cups and High Priestess. So trust your intuition and your friends can help you. Okay, your community can help you. Let's keep going. Let's see what comes up in your career and finances and your love and relationship reading. Major accomplishment is Queen of Wands, bitch. You did it. You, by the end of April, you will have done it. Whatever it is for you, whatever goal you're trying to achieve with this, key goal to pursue, Nine of Pentacles, independence, luxury, but because this is the position of key goal to pursue. So this is what you're working towards this month, but you are actually doing it by the end of April. Queen of Wands is fire sign energy, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. She's also a manifestor. She's also very charismatic. She's also very confident. You see her wand in her hand. She can do anything. I'm hearing Pharrell. I can do anything. Hell no. Hell no. Y'all remember that song on the Carters? Remember that album? Anyway, that's the vibe. So whatever it is that you want to achieve, you will get it done this month. What to avoid is, let's actually look. Skirt. Spirit said, don't move on yet. Let's draw a card from this Kipper deck for Sagittarius. Concern. I know you've got some concerns, but I mean, that's valid. I'm not trying to water down your concerns. I just don't think you need to make them as big of a deal as they are. We in the Lightworker Whit community, we focus on our desire. We focus on how we want to feel once we actually received our thing. We don't give energy to the fear, doubt, lack, and worry. Because why? Because that attracts more fear, doubt, lack, and worry. Something I noticed recently, because you guys know that I had moved out of a very traumatic situation with infestations. I don't know. Well, maybe you didn't know that, but I did. Okay. And I stayed there for a very long time. So much so that even in my new home, I find myself, I've been in this home for a few months now. I find myself still looking along the walls, just looking, just like waiting to see if I'm going to see vermin. Okay. And every time I do that, I'm like, Whitney, cut it out. Like you're not in a place anymore where you're living in infestation. Stop. Especially because I don't want to attract that to me. I don't want to be looking for it because I'm expecting it and then subconsciously attract a mouse into my home. You know what I mean? Whatever. So, and this is important because this is part of your homework and your exercise. So I decided, okay, Whitney, what do? We shift that thought. Every time now that you find yourself looking for evidence, like you see a little piece of dust and you're like, what is that? Or there's like a little string under my dresser, and when the air cuts on, it like moves and I keep thinking it's a fucking tail and I really need to cut it. I don't even know what it is. But every time that we think that we see evidence of vermin, we are going to immediately replace that thought with a butterfly, because butterflies are transformation. They're beautiful. They're I was starting to say good luck, but sure, we'll call butterflies good luck. It's evolution, right? And so that is how I am rewiring my brain. But that is mental work. I'm telling you, every time I think about it, oh my God, butterflies, beautiful. Look at what beautiful butterflies there are in my home. That is the work. So I have to, and I'm saying that because I was literally traumatized. I'm literally traumatized by how many mice that I had caught and released, how many dead mice I had to sweep up and throw out. It was just unbelievably traumatizing, to where it's literally in my subconscious mind and it's a trauma response, right? It literally is it became, unfortunately, a trauma response to wake up and look for the evidence. Did I catch a mouse today? Let me check my traps. I felt like I was on fucking Alone. Let me check my traps. Did I catch? Which I love that show, by the way. So I recognize, I gotta reprogram. Because what we're not going to do is we're not going to attract an infestation into this home at all. So you need to be doing that work for whatever it is for you. We're not entertaining the thoughts of fear, doubt, lack, and worry. Whenever we, let's make that example a little bit more real for you. So maybe you're starting to think, oh my God, where am I going to get this money together? I don't know how. It's already done. It's literally already done. I know that I'm not going to stay here. I know that I'm going to have a new place. How it happens is not my responsibility. I need to release the worry. It's going to come together. I need to be watching and waiting for my opportunity, for my out. Okay? It's about the shift. All right? So you're doing it. Whatever it is for you, you're doing it. Let's get one more. Let's describe this major accomplishments for Sagittarius, please, by end of April. I can do anything. Ooh, 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 ooh. Look, 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 look. Okay, main male is coming out here. I don't know if you're manifesting somebody or what, but some other cards came out. Like 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm gonna show them to you. Unexpected income. False person. Maybe you're dealing with somebody shady. There's a mature woman involved. There's a privileged lady involved, which I want to believe is you stepping into this abundance. We've got a message of concern. And then we've got thoughts, which is a really vague card. So take with a grain of salt. I think you're doing it, Sag. Let's keep moving. What to avoid? 3 of Wands. 3 of Wands is expansion, growth, and leveling up. So this is an interesting card to receive in this position here. 3 of Wands is waiting on your ships to come in. It's waiting on your wave to ride. I'm hearing escaping. Perhaps maybe Spirit's trying to tell you don't escape. Which is conflicting because, look, your theme of the month is the Chariot, but what to avoid is 3 of Wands. So we need to clarify that. What are we talking about? Maybe this is traveling. Maybe you're thinking about going very far away. As you do like to travel. What does Sagittarius need to avoid? We have Lovers. Okay. So maybe this is about Spirit's trying to warn you about taking things to the next level with somebody romantically or a partnership. The Lovers can represent contracts, duality, partnerships, not just romantic. What do you have for why is the 3 of Wands here for Sagittarius to avoid? Okay, we have courtship and gift. Okay, maybe there's somebody who's going to try to allure you. Oh, you know what this is? Like, let's say you are trying to move, Sagittarius. And let me think of another situation besides moving. Let's say you're wanting to advance. You need to be careful of what is being offered to you. Be very careful. Even if this is a job, you ever know how jobs will invite you to relocate? Because there's a gift here. I don't know, Spirit's kind of warning you against it. Oh yeah, come to California. We'll relocate you. We'll give you X amount of dollars to do that and da 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 da. Be careful. Let's clarify this. Why is the 3 of Wands here for Sagittarius? What to avoid? 9 of Wands. This is about resilience and I feel like Spirit's trying to tell you to wait. Wait a situation out before you jump out of the pan into the fryer. That's what I just heard. Let's see what we get in our other readings, but that's what's coming up for me. Something I did in one of my other readings, I was using the yes-no deck, not necessarily for yes-no answers, but for the messages that come with the yes-no answer. So let's see, can you clarify, Spirit, for Sagittarius, why they need to avoid the 3 of Wands? Now this comes up sideways. Fitting it all into place, coming together, united. Okay. Clarify the 3 of Wands for Sagittarius. Getting caught, net loss, on the tail end of things. I have no idea what that means. What? Oh, like the fish. The fish is getting caught. Okay. One more for Sagittarius. What do they need to avoid? Clarify, please. Again, we got tied. Neatly tied up, secured, trustworthy connection. Okay, so maybe this is I'm not sure if Spirit's trying to advise you to not escape a partnership or a connection, or if Spirit is telling you not to move forward with a connection. So we're going to have to see. But interesting, the false card. Anyway, let's just keep going. What to embrace? 5 of Swords, winning at all costs, determination. It's not really a card of determination, but I would put it there because you're not letting anything stop you. I love when the 5 of Swords comes up. Whenever the 5 of Swords comes up for me in my readings, I get excited because it's like, yes, I'm tapping into that bad bitch energy where I'm willing to do anything to get my goal and I'm going to get it. The 5 of Swords to me is a hard-won victory. But more importantly, you're achieving the hard-won victory, you know? Excuse me. Advice and encouragement. Where to find support is Ace of Wands, new passions, new beginning. This could be the Ace of Wands is a spark. So there could be a new fling, a new connection that is worth exploring. This could be a new job worth exploring. A new passion is what the Ace of Wands is. So if there's something that's lighting you up, that's giving you a spark, that's making you feel like, oh, I should run with this, go for it. Advice and encouragement is the Six of Wands, victory, success, and achievement. So I love this reading, but we need to figure out how Spirit is advising you. So I'm going to pause here so I can clear all these cards, and then let's move on. I almost feel like I need to jump to your career and finance reading first. But let me stay in my natural order. I'm going to pause here and let's see what's going on in your love life. I do want to say, Sagittarius, that I am aware that sometimes I can speak really fast, because I felt like I was speaking like super fast in that last reading. If you were like, bitch, what? Slow down. There's actually a feature in YouTube that you can use to slow down the speed of a video. And I think that YouTube does it in a way where it doesn't distort the voice too much, where I'm not talking like this. And sometimes I use this feature for lore videos. I watch a lot of lore, like whenever there's like a new season of like House of the Dragon or Wheel of Time, which I'm obsessed with the new season right now. I've like found this guy's channel called Unraveling the Pattern, which, first of all, his production quality of his videos are so, I'm like, oh my God, like I'm so impressed. I'm like, whoa, like you need a job as a video editor. But he talks really fast because a lot of times those people are trying to give a lot of background information in their video. And so sometimes, and I watch videos with closed captions. So even with the captions, I'm like, I still need them to slow it down so I can just make sure I understood what the fuck they said. Because I didn't read the books. I'm not going to, because I like sci-fi and fantasy shows. That's why I have you to help me nerd out for the books I'm not going to read. So if I am speaking a little bit too fast for you, Sagittarius, feel free to slow me down on the video player, okay? Let's see what's going on in your love life, what to expect, the unexpected theme of the month. It's not like I even had coffee today, so I don't know where this burst of energy is coming from. Couldn't tell you. And you guys are going to hear one of these videos be done exporting in a second. Or maybe I could turn the volume down so it doesn't interrupt our time. I was just talking in Scorpio's reading. I did like a whole thing on like what it means when you sneeze during psychic readings. I read a whole article for them. So go back. I'm probably going to timestamp it. So go back to Scorpio and watch that excerpt. Okay. All right. So Taurus is done exporting. This is for people who are single and dating or in committed relationships. And if there's nobody in your life right now, listen anyway. Just see if anything jumps out at you. But of course, if you want love, you're interested in attracting a connection, become a vibrational match to it. Start to make room for somebody in your life. Put yourself in places and scenarios where you can meet somebody. I don't advise the apps anymore. I'm sorry, I don't. I mean, I do, but I don't. If you feel healthy enough to do that, go for it. I just feel like at this point, I don't think the apps are emotionally safe for women, in my opinion. But if that's what you want to do, if that feels right to you, please do that. Okay, let's see what's going on with you. Your reading is very similar to Scorpio's. Nine of Pentacles, that independence here. But then the Six of Pentacles comes out. All right, Ten of Wands, a lot of shit on your plate still. Back of deck energy is Nine of Wands reversed. I feel like you made a decision, Sagittarius, to like not, you know what it is? To not keep having the same fight. I feel like you got tired of, King of Cups here. I think you decided that, you know, Nine of Wands is like perseverance, pushing ahead, pushing forward. This is recent past, okay? With it being reversed, a lot of times it comes up when it's telling you don't give up on a situation. Keep progressing. But I think actually that you made the decision of like, you know what? I don't want to keep having the same fight. I'm actually, in fact, over this. I feel like you actually decided to stop pursuing something. I'm going to be that's just what I feel here. Okay, so let's see what's coming out of our romance angels. Ten of Swords is here again, by the way. What do you have for Sag? And the Hangman is here again. So a lot of repeating cards for you. If there's ever a repeating card in your reading, Sag, feel free to look it up. Do some research on the meaning of it. Write it down. So write down Ten of Swords. Write down Nine of Pentacles. Write down, okay, Ten of Swords, Nine of Pentacles, Hangman. We could say Ten of Wands too. Sure. These were repeating cards just from your monthly forecast. Let's get one more for Sagittarius, please. Okay. I think that's all we need. Okay. What to expect? Two of Swords and Eight of Wands reversed. Two of Swords is indecision. Not sure if you should go left or right, up or down. Eight of Wands is typically about moving things forward very quickly, getting carried away, infatuation, a relationship moving very quickly. But with it reversed, with what to expect in your love life right now, I think there's a connection that has slowed down and now you're not sure what to do with it. It's not moving forward. Or this could even point towards you not going on a trip with your person as planned and now you're not sure what to do. Or maybe you don't want to go on the trip. Maybe you had a trip planned and you're like, now I don't, because the Eight of Wands sometimes rules travel. Now you might be in a space of like, God, I don't want to go to Cabo with this person. I actually am seeing some traits I don't like about them. What am I going to do? How do I get but I already paid for this trip. Might be that kind of situation. Which is funny because you guys like to travel, so. The unexpected, the Hangman here again, and the Knight of Pentacles reversed. So there is this repeating energy, right, of feeling out of control, feeling stuck, feeling stagnant. The Knight of Pentacles typically represents going slowly, going at your own pace, taking your time, wanting to do things right and be diligent. But with it reversed here, sometimes it can represent that you're focusing on the wrong things or that you're not very organized or disciplined, you lack routine. So I think here, in terms of the unexpected for you in your love life, I just think this more so points to somebody who's not as invested as you thought that they were, or perhaps you're deciding you don't want to be as invested in something that you once were. The Knight of Pentacles is playing the long game, usually. But now this energy is reversed. So I think there's the energy here where either you or your person is deciding, I don't think I want to keep investing in this. The Knight of Pentacles does rule the earth signs, Capricorn, Taurus, Virgo, in case those signs are relevant here, but it can point to anybody of any sign. And I'm just cutting this before I go drive myself crazy with the hangnail. Why do I feel like Sagittarius, though? This just came through. I feel like you decided to, like leave somebody, but you're low-key waiting for them to beg for you back. Which doesn't feel off-brand for you, but that's kind of like what I'm picking up here. I feel like you walked away from something or someone and now you're just like waiting for them to call you back, but they're not calling you back, which is also kind of like informing you, but also hurting your feelings. Clarify, please, the unexpected for Sagittarius. Like nobody's chasing you the way that you thought that they probably would. Clarify the unexpected for Sagittarius. Ace of Swords, again, communication. This is about communication or perhaps lack thereof. Clarify the unexpected, please, for Sagittarius. Nine of Wands again. Wheel of Fortune, seven. Okay. Divine timing with the Wheel of Fortune. Seven of Wands. Somebody's got their boundaries up and you have to just trust your intuition. It could be you that has your boundaries up because maybe you felt like I've given this enough time. I'm not letting them back in. Time's up kind of thing. You give it, I don't know what side of this you're on. Okay, let's keep going. Theme of the month, the Star reverse, needing deep replenishment, needing to heal. Every time I see this card, I'm like, ooh, I want to go back to the Korean spa. Needing replenishment, needing to heal. We've got Ten of Swords. It's also hope, faith, and rejuvenation. The Star also represents Aquarius in case an Aquarius is important to you. The Ten of Swords reverse. As you can see, there's a divorce certificate on the paper. This is my love deck, as many of you know. Ten of Swords again is endings, defeat, betrayal, endings. With it reversed, it usually indicates the swords falling out. So it usually indicates finally being able to move on from a situation, which feels like the vibe to me based on the cards in front of me, because we've got Page of Pentacles. You're ready to invest your energy into something else, something or someone else. I think you're finally feeling the pain subside from whatever difficult situation you've been in. And if it could have been something that maybe you were in with your partner. Maybe you and your partner experienced, like, the loss of a child or a miscarriage or something like that. Now you're ready to try again, put your energy into something else, or maybe you're starting a hobby or a project together. I don't always want to come at these readings like you're walking away from each other. I want to try to be more conscious of different life scenarios each person might be going through. The Page of Pentacles does represent the earth signs, Capricorn, Taurus, Virgo, but it does represent wanting to, it's the energy before the Knight of Pentacles, right? Before they became a knight, they became a page, right? Wanting to really prove that they know how to work the land and grow and can, water and nurture something. They are very conscious to be consistent, right? And also too, a lot of people interpret the Page of Pentacles as a manifester, manifesting opportunities or pursuing a new opportunity. We got the Nine of Pentacles again, independence, luxury, abundance. I think really, Sagittarius, you're focused on yourself right now. Okay, Two of Pentacles reverse. I think you're focused on getting your priorities together. And I think by doing that, again, I said this, I think for not running yourself ragged, making sure your cup is full before pouring out. And I think that's the vibe here, because I think you are coming back to this connection, to this relationship, so that you can give from a full place, Six of Pentacles. So I think you recognize that there's been an imbalance here and you're trying to rebalance, but that requires you to heal yourself, fix yourself. We do have the Ten of Wands here, so I do think there's a lot on your plate, so please manage your time accordingly. Now, here's what's interesting. Let me show you these cards, y'all. We got two cards. The first one that came out was New Love, which kind of shocked me. I was like, oh. We got New Love. A new person has stirred your romantic feelings. Ew. And then also heart-to-heart conversations. Honestly, discuss your feelings with each other. I'm going to try to read both of these messages. So it may not be that a new person has stirred your romantic feelings. It could be that something new in your life, a new project maybe is, giving you a new love, right? I don't know. Could be. But usually it is a new person. Usually is a new person, to be honest. But I'm just trying to give you ways this can be interpreted. Okay, new love. The romance angels have sent you this card like a Valentine greeting, signaling the introduction of someone new into your love life. Perhaps you've recently met this person and your interest was piqued. This card validates that your connection was mutual and real. It is safe for you to explore it, and the romance angels will guide your actions accordingly. Of course, if you're already in a committed relationship, you'll want to consult your angels and perhaps a counselor or otherwise trusted person to get insight into your feelings. While running into the arms of a suitor may sound passionate, the reality of guilt over the affair will soon weigh heavily upon you. It's better to confront the issues within your present relationship than left your emotional doors. Okay, then leave. I think they meant then leave your emotional doors open for someone else. This card can also mean that you'll soon meet a new person. In these cases, the romance angels are asking you to keep the faith that love is in your cards. You deserve love and are lovable. The angels guide you to be aware, as you never know when your partner will arrive. I feel that, because I think, especially if you're healing from something, because we do have this heart-to-heart conversation card, it feels like embracing independence will attract maybe the divine partner you want to receive, right? But again, it's because you're getting your shit together, Sagittarius. You're getting your shit together. I don't mean to laugh. I think it's great. Okay, heart-to-heart conversations. I do think there is somebody from your past, either that maybe you're recently breaking up with or been having a hard time with, that you have to get real with as well. Your love life needs a healthy infusion of honest communication, according to the romance angels. You've been harboring emotions that are masking your feelings of love. There's still time to heal this situation, however. It will require effort on your part. You may need to initiate an uncomfortable discussion and risk upsetting your partner. In the end, though, this is a necessary move to ensure the health of your relationship. If necessary, schedule an appointment with a counselor to facilitate the discussion. This professional can steer the conversation away from blame and toward resolution. You can also gain support from free groups such as Emotions Anonymous, Codependence Anonymous, or AI Anon. I have no idea what that is. Whether you communicate with your partner alone or with neutral third party, your heart-to-heart discussions will result in personal growth. Remember that you can't control another's reaction. You can only be honest about how you feel and know what you will and won't accept in a relationship. By sharing your feelings, you stand a much better chance of teaching your partner about your needs instead of suffering silently. I don't think you're suffering. I do think there's a conversation that needs to be had, but you be prepared to walk away if that's what you need to do. Because I do think you're unhappy in a situation, but I do think you're also finding happiness, at least for now. Does that make sense, Sagittarius? And even if there's not like a new person, I think you're finding ways to make yourself happy. You really are getting back to you. I just heard I heard somebody say this to me yesterday, that they were talking about their ex, and they were saying how that person told them, sorry, I don't know why I make this complicated. I just heard the expression of decentering men. And I was like, okay. That person was saying, this person being discussed is wanting to decenter men. And I'm like, okay, sure. But I kind of feel like that's what you're doing. You're decentering love right now so that you can focus on yourself, heal yourself, work on yourself. Even this energy over here of like being a little toxic, of like walking, maybe not walking away, but like kind of like choosing to leave a situation but wanting to hear from them maybe. And that might not be everybody, but that's just something that came through. That's a little toxic. Why would you walk away from a situation where you want somebody to beg for you back? I mean, I actually understand the answer to that question, but that's unhealthy, okay? I have a client who repeatedly says she just wants her power back. She just wants her power back. And she wants this person to beg for them back. I'm like, that's cool. But 9 times out of 10, by the time somebody does really beg for you back, you don't want them anymore. You're over it. You're over it. And I need you as in my client, I need you to recognize that you only want this person to beg for you back because you're still hurt and you're still grieving. So I need you to recognize that. But it's, of course, that's very difficult to hear when you're still in it. So let me know how this is connecting with you, Sag. I'm going to go ahead and clear this so we can get into your career and finances, okay? So again, set some intention. What do we want guidance on, right? What do we need to hear about? What do we need to ask, Spirit? So write down whatever it is you need some guidance on, Sag. My dog's just coming through. We're looking into what to expect, the unexpected theme of the month, okay, in your career and your finances. My right contact is suddenly like very dry, and I didn't feel like unmiking myself to go fix it. So if I tend to do this throughout the reading, that's why. First of all, interesting how the Two of Swords is here again in the very first position again. So heavy emphasis on like needing to do some decision making this month. Okay. Hangman again. 3rd time Hangman is in your reading. So I really want you to meditate and read up on the upright and the reverse meaning of the Hangman, okay? 8 of Cups is finally here. Wheel of Fortune again. Queen of Pentacles. I do feel like you're closing out a cycle of strife. Do I want to say strife? I don't know if I want to say strife. I think you're closing out a cycle of, ooh, this word's coming through, being underestimated. Wow. Okay. Yes, we received that. Interesting that the Beware card is here because I think I was thinking about this card earlier in your session, but and it was actually just turned over. So you see how the rest of the deck is like this? It was like this. It was revert, or I don't know, the opposite direction of the rest of the cards. Be prudent. Things are not what they seem. Careful who you talk to regarding money matters or business matters. Don't make any type of financial commitments right now. I take all of these oracle messages with a grain of salt, but definitely beware. Like, play your cards close to your chest. Whenever I see that, I'm not looking to see who my enemies are, but I am looking to see, okay, let me just be a little careful about how much I reveal this month. Maybe not letting everybody in on my business, you know? Let's see what jumps out for you, Sagittarius, before I get into, okay, this reading. Damn. Okay, yes. Love those. Love those for you. Barely got his steady shuffle, and we got 4 great cards. Okay, we'll put those to the side. What you expect, 2 of Swords reversed and 6 of Swords reversed. There's something that you're unsure if you need to move on from. The 2 of Swords is typically indecision, and perhaps you have finally made a decision with the 2 of Swords. Sometimes that is what it means, reverse. It's like you finally made a decision regarding something you've given a second chance. 6 of Swords is transition, moving on towards healing. It's like a transition is a turning point, right, towards calmer waters, because shit is a little messy right now. When it's reversed, it often indicates like giving something another chance, very much similar to the 8 of Cups reversed. It also represents unfinished business. But here in the position of what to expect, I think you have already made the decision of whether or not you're going to keep working at or with something or someone. I think you've already made a choice, or that you know that you need to make a choice by the beginning of April. The unexpected is the Empress and the Lovers, which is great. The Empress is motherhood. It is birthing something new, which again, remember we had the Ace of Wands in the position of where to find support. There's something new coming your way. This could be a relationship, because remember we had new love. The Lovers is partnerships, unions, contracts, agreements, duality, and like values. I was reading values to Scorpio, I think. Now, with this being here in the unexpected, perhaps you quite literally are preparing financial for a baby, you know, adding to your family. You could unexpectedly go into business with somebody, or this could manifest in so many ways. Maybe you're starting a new division at your company where you work, because again, the Lovers is partnerships, right? And they're both upright, which is really positive to me. There's something new starting here regarding, I'm surprised I didn't get the partnership card in the Oracle deck, but I like this. Can you clarify this a little bit more for Sagittarius, please? The unexpected and their career and finances, please. Something flipped over. Queen of Swords. We love it. She knows her shit. Queen of Swords is somebody's air sign energy, Libra, Gemini, Aquarius, or the energy of the card, which is somebody who's very smart. She's very perceptive. She's very clear-headed. She knows her shit. She's very smart and wise. I feel like this is you, though, stepping into this Queen of Swords energy. Can we get another, please? Unexpected for Sagittarius. 9 of Cups coming out, happiness. You're going to be very happy in your career and your finances this month. I think you're making the right moves and with the right people this month. Theme of the month, however, is going to feel like you're just waiting for answers. You see how in this card, the Hangman is like searching for answers, searching for clarity, as this is illuminated by her crown chakra. Trying to figure out, okay, if I bend over backwards, if I just change my vantage point, if I turn things around, will I see things differently? Sometimes I also do see this sometimes as you bending over backwards for other people. Sometimes I do see that. So that could be a position. or a meaning here. We've got the Page of Cups here, which is happy surprise, but also creativity and sensitivity and being whimsical. The Page of Cups can represent the water signs, Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio, but it doesn't have to. Sometimes, too, the Page of Cups also relates to pregnancies. So some of y'all Sagittarius might be expecting. Ten of Wands reversed sometimes can represent letting go of a burden. I mean, sure. Sorry, I'm like negotiating with myself right now. Most often it's when you're overwhelmed and you need to ask for support. But in this reason, I think you're letting go because it's right next to the Eight of Cups. You're just like, you know what? I'm not doing this shit no more. This very much feels like a situation where like you had a job where like they just kept piling on. And finally, and they weren't listening to you saying, I need help. I need more people. I need more hands. I can't get all this done. And it feels like you're finally like, you know what? Nah, I'm not doing this anymore. I'm walking towards my sunrise. Y'all, I have to figure that shit out, you know? The Wheel of Fortune here again. But it's reversed. So you're clinging to control. So try to go with the flow with the Wheel of Fortune, okay? There's a more positive definition of the Wheel of Fortune I'll come back to when it's reversed. But we do eventually get to the Queen of Pentacles. Earth sign energy again, Taurus, Capricorn, Virgo. But the Queen of Pentacles is financially secure. She does have it all handled. She's looking after the home. She's looking after the job. Everything's taken care of. Dinner's on the stove. She's content, you know? She's got it all bases covered. Let's look at that Wheel of Fortune reversed. There's something I'm missing here. I can feel it. Okay. Ooh, this is good. This is where my eyes went to immediately. Changing your destiny starts with accepting responsibility for where you are now. Consider what role your earlier actions have played in your present circumstances. Even when you think everything is beyond your control, there is often something you could have done differently that might have changed where you are now. You can learn from this situation and how you can apply it to your future life so you don't end up making the same mistakes. The reverse Wheel of Fortune can also reflect resistance to change, particularly if you feel it forced upon you. This card suggests that change has become a source of significant stress, and you may be trying to consciously or subconsciously stop events from running their course. Accept that change is inevitable, and you will have a much improved experience when you can go with the flow. That's why I was saying go with the flow. So, Sag. I don't think that's the issue here. I think you know that something has to change, but I think you need to be careful not to bend things to your will. Just if one door doesn't close, which is now a good time to address this card. If one door closes, another will open. You've got the options card that came out. There's more than one. I wanted to say there's more than one way to skin a cat, which is like, doesn't make sense. But actually, you know, after now having watched many episodes of Alone, I do think that's true. It's a very Southern expression, but it's basically an idiom for there's more than one way to get something done. Many opportunities are becoming available to you now or flooded by too many ideas. Do not get stuck in doubt when an offer presents itself. Seize the moment. Create multiple streams of income. I always believe in that. Yeah, straight. Something I will, just quick interlude, not an interlude, but quick interruption. Something I've been thinking about recently is that like I've been digging into like Amazon, the Amazon influencer program, and I was like, ooh, I want to try to make money with this, and like I want to see if I can get a video on the product page or something like that. But I had this thought to myself recently, like, Whitney, you have so many ways that you can make money, but I think even that sometimes can contribute to a lack mindset of feeling the need to have so many pots boiling, right? And I was like, you know what? Why don't you just for right now make sure that your business, which is already doing well, continues to grow and thrive so that it can almost be on autopilot. And I don't think for me yet it's quite on autopilot, or at least where I want it to be. I'm not going to inundate you with where I want my business to go. But my point is, let me focus my energy on one area and make sure that's really good first before I focus on another stream of income. Because I think I used to do that a lot. I used to be like, well, I'm going to have money coming in from here and here and here and here and here, and it's all going to work together. And I think that's fine if that's what you need to do to meet your needs. But I think for me personally, I'm in a position now where I'm like, I don't really have to focus on these other ways to generate income, I think it's a distraction. Of course, I know it is a way that I can generate income, but I've already got something that's working really well over here. So why don't I just devote my energy to building that up? And that's my point to you in saying create multiple streams of income. Yes, do that, but do that in a way that feels good to you, not in a way that feels frantic or chaotic or forced. Because I think a lot of people right now hear that and like, oh, we got to have multiple ways and we got to have multiple money coming in. And that's, again, that's fine, but I think it can create more stress sometimes than not, because now you've got to keep up with all these different things for it to create wealth. So, I'm trying to decide if I finished my thought with the Wheel of Fortune, but I think I did. You understand what I'm saying. The other cards we have here are health. Some situation that needed resolution will be resolved and healed, especially if you're not dealing with like a physical health issue. This came up in one of my readings for personally a few months ago, and I wasn't really necessarily going through a health issue, but this came up and it felt like it was really good positive confirmation that like the difficult situation I was going through was going to be healed. So definitely embrace that message. Consider careers in the medical field, massage therapy, or any healing work. It's time to replenish your energy and fully energize to prepare for what's next. We have stability, which I would definitely co-sign with. The Queen of Pentacles here. Nine of Pentacles came out twice. Yeah. Your financial future promises to be stable and prosperous. Take control of your finances to create stability in your life. Excellent time to take action on any money-related ventures. And then luck. Your luck is about to change for the better. You could get a lucky break or some financial breakthrough. Anything you do now will be very prosperous for you. Period. And that's on period. And pay attention to the ladybugs. I love when I see ladybugs around. I haven't seen one in a long time, but maybe because it's been the fucking dead of winter, but but let that be confirmation. If you see a ladybug, let that be confirmation, Sagittarius. I hope this reading was helpful for you. Let's go ahead and dig into your oracle message. I'm just trying to make sure I feel like I finished what I needed to tell you. So basically, Sagittarius, I think there's something you're walking away from, but I do think you're going to be okay. I think you're walking away or leaving behind a trying situation, but I do think there is a better situation available to you. Again, options. You have options and luck. Like, aren't you ruled by Jupiter, which is like a lucky sign? I think Sagittariuses are considered lucky. I don't know why that just came to mind. In astrology, Sagittarians ruled by the planet Jupiter, associated with luck and expansion, are often considered lucky, embracing optimism and adventure to attract success and abundance. Period. They're believed to naturally attract abundance and fortune, often landing on their feet. Yeah, period. So there you go. Okay, let's read your oracle message. Surrender. All right, babe. 26. Surrendering doesn't mean giving up. Let go of what you no longer need. Stop being so stubborn about holding on to aspects and behaviors that don't align with who you are now. Stop struggling. The affirmation is, I let go, I surrender my struggle, I allow the universe to work through me. This is from the author's perspective. It took me a long time to realize that surrendering was a positive thing. Now, don't get me wrong. I don't mean the giving up kind of surrender. I mean the, okay, it's time for me to hand this over type of surrender. For those of us who are highly independent and used to doing things quite ably on our own, admitting we need assistance or that we might indeed have to let something go for our betterment can be challenging. Letting go and surrendering admits or exposes a vulnerability or two. To surrender, we may need to show our underbelly. We may need to admit we got it wrong, made a mistake, grew a bad habit, surrounded ourselves with people that are not good for us. It can make us feel raw in our realization. Remember, this moon phase is dark and beautiful. It casts a protective shadow that allows us to be as wide open as we need to be to do our work. We reveal safely to only the divine and ourselves, and then the light returns. The companion stone is orange calcite. Surrender. Surrender to, the control. Turn over the control. Because sometimes, and again, kind of piggybacking off of what the author was saying there, sometimes you have to surrender because your way was not getting it done. Okay? And there's power in surrendering to the power, the higher power, the universe, God, source, however you identify the higher power. There's power in surrendering because you realize I can't do this by myself. I've run out of options. I keep trying, but only you can figure it out and help me, universe, to do this, God, to do this the way that I need you to support me right now. There's power in that. And I think you actually are getting what you want, Sag, like really, truly. So amazing. I love it. I'm going to stop it here so I can move on to Capricorn. Drop some comments below, babe. I love it. It seems like you're going to have a really good month. It may not feel like it right now at the beginning of April, but I think you're going to have a really good month.